here. Getting dinner on the table can be really cumbersome, right? Well, trust me when I say it does not have to be. You can make an entire pot roast dinner in under 10 minutes of hands-on time. That sounds too good to be true, right? I promise it's not. I'm going to show you a recipe called Easy as Can Be Pot Roast Summer from my book, I Can't Believe It's Not Fattening. You'll be surprised how simple this is. And I'm cutting potatoes right now, but you can use baby new potatoes or you can use little fingerling potatoes that are already pre-cut. That way you can skip this step. When I was at the grocery store, these potatoes were only 99 cents a pound and the baby ones were $3.99 a pound. So this time I decided to cut them myself since it's only gonna take a minute, but you decide for yourself. Okay, that chopped. Couple more potatoes here. Now I know a lot of people, as I said, really have trouble coming up with ideas and knowing what to do, and they think that everything's gotta take so long, but I swear that's not the case at all, and you'll see that in a couple minutes here. Oh, one last potato. Perfect. Now I'm just going to transfer these to my roasting pan. If you don't have a good nonstick roasting pan, you can line a great roasting pan with nonstick foil. Really easy. And then you don't have to worry about things sticking. And if you do that, you have no cleanup, which is an extra added bonus. Then I'm going to take 1.5 pounds of baby carrots, also already ready to go. You could use different varieties of carrots here as well, but again, this is the easiest so you don't have a lot of work. I'm going to drizzle a tablespoon plus a teaspoon of oil over my veggies, and then add a little bit of pepper and a little bit of sea salt. A bit more there. Perfect. And then I'm just going to simply toss these. Really easy. I don't use a lot of oil because you really don't need it. The caramelization comes from the cooking. So as long as you don't overcrowd your pan and you cook things long enough, you're in great shape and they'll be nice and caramelized. Okay, now we're just going to spread the veggies out to make room for our top round steak. I use top round because it's nice and lean, only 4.5 grams of fat for 4 ounces. And when you slice it nice and thin, it's not tough at all. Okay, put the steak right in the center here. There we go. Then I'm going to put a teaspoon of oil, about a half teaspoon on one side, and then I'll come back and do the other side. Again, a little bit of salt on our steak. And a little bit of fresh ground black pepper, and rubbing that in, and then flipping it, and putting the other half teaspoon of oil, some black pepper, and salt. Now you might be thinking, only a teaspoon of olive oil on the meat? Yep, that's truly all you need. I always say 1 teaspoon per pound. Okay, now we're just going to add a can of tomato juice. This is a 5.5 ounce can. And we're just going to pour this over the top of everything. It's going to give it a delicious tomato taste and season it really, really well, along with some dried thyme, which is also a pretty strong flavor. Let's put that over everything. Okay, that's looking good. Now I'm gonna pop it in my preheated oven. It's a 450 degrees for 18 minutes to start. Meanwhile, I'm going to chop my onions. So we're gonna put them on top, but if we put them in right away, they would overcook. Through that. Get these babies peeled quickly. Super easy. Out of the way, and then peel the outer onion piece. That's always the tough one that you don't want. Oh, this one's sticking a little. That. And then just cut these into quarters. Again, into quarters. And then one more onion. cut across, and then I cut the ends off, so it's easy. This dish reminds me so much of childhood. My mom used to make the best pot roasts. And you know, it feels like you've put so much time and love into it, but imagine how surprised everybody's going to be when it's this delicious and you took no time at all. Okay. Again, you could use baby onions for this if you want. Anything to save time. It's always a battle, you know, time versus money. Which do you have more of? Okay, get that there. And then we're just going to separate these pieces. After 18 minutes, we're going to scatter these on top. And then we get to take a break until the pot roast is 18 minutes in. And look, it's looking like a pot roast dinner. Not finished yet, but we're going to toss our veggies here. Oh, man overboard. Just toss them all nicely. Get the juices all mixed in. And then I'm just going to put my onions over the top. Just create a full layer of onion. This is going to add even more great flavor. You can obviously throw some garlic or so many other things in here if you'd like for extra seasoning, but this is just your really basic, really simple, really delicious dinner in minutes. Okay, there we go. Those are going to get all nice and caramelized on top. And then we just pop it back in our oven for about 15 minutes. Time to take the pot roast out of the oven. The roast itself should be done. It's 125 degrees. However, the potatoes might not be tender yet. So I'm just going to pull the roast out. The onions are definitely not cooked the way I want them yet, so I'm going to throw those back in the oven in a minute. But I don't want my roast to overcook, so I'm going to put that here. And then I'm just going to toss my potatoes and onions again. Now, if you're not sure if they're done or not, just poke them with a fork, and you will tell if they're soft, they're done. If not, I want these babies to get nice and caramelized, though. And because I use the bigger pieces of potatoes, it's going to take a little bit longer today. Okay, let's get this back in the oven, but meanwhile, we're going to tent the roast anyway. There you go. Put that back. Now, for those who aren't familiar with tenting roasts, so now we're just going to tent the roast with foil. Just take a piece of foil and lightly place it over top to hug the meat, but whatever you do, don't seal it on the edges. This way, as you let this rest, the juices will redistribute within the meat. If you cut it right now, the juice would all gush out and your steak wouldn't be that juicy. The good news here too is that this is going to take about 10 minutes, and by the time it's finished, our veggies are going to be just perfect. Now, as you can see, this took me less than 10 minutes of hands-on time, and I get to feed a whole family of 6 people. Each person will get 2 full cups of vegetables plus the steak. Now, when you slice it, make sure you slice it thin on a diagonal against the grain. That's how it's going to be most tender. Hope you enjoy.